everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be budgeting for the first paycheck in January, which means I'm moving into my new 2020 budget planner. And I'm also going to be using my stickers for kind of the first time. I've been doing stickers, but they've been a little different. So I'm kind of using my new stickers this time for paycheck 1 for my income and expenses. And then I'm also going to attempt sinking funds this month. I haven't done that yet, but I feel like I have one right now that I want to use. So we're going to try this and see how it works. If I don't like doing sinking funds after this, I can always take them out of the next months. But right now I wanted to try it mainly for our mortgage. Since we're doing paycheck to paycheck, I like to save some from each paycheck for our mortgage. So that's why I want to just try the sinking funds for that. I don't really want to list out anything else. I'll also kind of go over what sinking funds are if some of you are curious about that, because I actually hadn't heard of that sinking funds until this past year. So let's just get started setting up the stickers. But this is the January pattern that I picked. I have like a February pattern too. And what's nice about these is that they just say paycheck 1 on them and they don't have a month or anything. So you can actually use this for any month. You could also get it where it says the month, like this is February's design. So it says February budget and this has a January budget. But if you just want to get them by paycheck, you can use these at any time throughout the year because they don't have a date on them. So we're going to start, and I don't think I'm going to white this out. It's pretty faint color, so we'll see how this works. Just leaving it there. And now right below it, I'm going to put my income. And then I'm going to leave 4 blank spaces right now for my income, because there's 1 for my husband and 2 for me since I get paid weekly. And then I'm putting in other just in case we get anything extra. And then, so that's 4. And then I'll put the totals. And what I decided to do now is draw some lines to separate each of the columns. And I did that just to try it out, and I really liked how it looked. So I'm just going to draw some lines so everything is like separated nicely. All right, we have all that separated. And now I'm going to write, I think I'll pick a color. I don't really know if I have any pens that match exactly. And I kind of, if you've been watching me for a while, I do like black. And I think I'm actually just going to go with black for this one. Just make it a dark theme. So first of all, the first income we're going to get, and also, just so you can see, I had set up January's monthly calendar. And this is where I find how many paydays we're going to have and like what days we're in. So we're in the 10th through the 23rd. So we have the first paydays here. I always go off my husband's paydays, and they're bi-weekly. So that's how I figure out which paycheck we're looking at. So we're looking at the 10th through the 23rd. So he gets paid on Friday and I get paid on both Tuesdays since I get paid weekly. So that's how I got the 3 income plus added in the other. So we're going to write those in right now. Like that. And then I'm not going to put exactly what we each make, but I'm going to put the total just so we know what we're working with. And the estimated total or expected total for this paycheck is $2,576.84 as our guess. All right, and now we're going to move on to expenses. So I'm going to get the expenses strip and skip a space and put it right here. And then I'm going to write my expenses first before I draw the lines because I just want to make sure that I do the right amount. So I'm just going to write them in here. And since this is kind of the second half of the month, it's not it's technically it's the first paycheck, but since we pay most of our bills up front, then we don't have as many like from the second half of the month and even a little bit before that, because we'll have a lot of our bills paid by the 10th. But I also want to mention, so this credit card I left blank because right now we actually just put some charges onto it. We don't usually use this one, but we're redoing our bathroom, or we're adding a bathroom down in the basement, and we put some of the charges for that on here. It wasn't due this month, but since we're going to be gone, we're going to India at the end of this month, and we would put this on the beginning of February while we're gone. I want to pay it before we go to India. So I actually just left that blank, even though it's not going to be due before we go. I'm going to try to pay it either. I'm going to probably pay it for this paycheck. I probably won't wait till this, because the only reason I'm waiting is because we might buy a couple more things. We just need a few more things to finish that off. And then once we get them all, I just want to put it all on that card and then get it paid off right away. So that's why I'm waiting on that. But so I'm skipping that. So it's not late or anything, because technically there's zero due right now. It's not due till next month, but I want to pay it before it's due next month. So what we'll have is Discover, electric, and water. And that looks like all it's going to be. I think I will put the voice credit card on also in case we pay that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to be putting my sinking funds here. Let's start with this. Let's start with all the expenses I just listed. And then the way I decided to do sinking funds, I wanted like all of our expenses in one place, which sinking funds are technically, I'm including them as an expense because it's getting taken out of our check. So I'm going to just put a little category for sinking funds right here. And then I'm going to put in unbudgeted. All right, and this should be everything that we need this month. So I'm going to go ahead and put my total sticker down. I made these total boxes a little like taller so they fill, and I kind of like how they look this way, and it gives you more room. Like I write kind of big, so it gives you more room rather than having like a smaller box and then having like the bolder color going top and bottom. I kind of liked having it the whole box there. So now what I'm going to do is draw the lines for this. Maybe next time I'll kind of wait and do all of them, all the lines at once, so I don't have to keep moving the ruler, but we learn as we go, right? So with every sticker kit that I have, I always want to include just like a thin washi at the bottom, and you can use it or you don't have to, but it's like just decorative washi. I'm just going to put this at the bottom right now because I don't think I'm going to put anything else on this page. And so we're going to India at the end of this month, and we're not really putting anything into savings right now. Everything's kind of on hold until we get back because we're just trying to, we think we have enough money put away, but if we put more money into our savings account and then we need it, it's not as easy to get out as our checking account. Like it takes longer. So we're kind of keeping more money in our checking account and not putting anything into savings or towards the mortgage, any extra right now, just until we get back from India. And then once we get back, then we'll kind of see how much we have left, and then we'll go from there and see how much we want to get, like, put into our savings account and what should go towards the mortgage and things like that. So that's why I'm not having any savings or debt, like additional payments this time. I'm just trying sinking funds. I mean, I could put this here, but I don't really want to. So what I want to do with sinking funds, actually we need to do this first, and then I'll talk about sinking funds. Let's finish expenses first. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm estimating for all of these. So Discover, we're just using for groceries right now, and I think we're going to have about $75 on it. And the electric bill around $50. When we're done with this, around $300. And then we got our water. We know how much that'll be. It'll be $79.18 exactly. And then unbudgeted, we're doing $0. Sinking funds, I'm planning on since we only have one sinking fund, I know exactly what we're putting in right here. We're just gonna put $1,000 each month towards the mortgage, or each paycheck as of right now. So that's that. And then the total will come to $1,504.18. So that's our expected. So obviously we have about $1,000 extra, which we would normally put probably towards savings right now because we're trying to get our emergency fund up. But like I said, since we're going to India, we're just kind of going to leave it, since that's kind of a weird thing and we're not exactly sure how much it's going to cost. And like we had to go, I just got some pills and things, so I hopefully won't get any like illnesses or anything while I'm there. And that costs like $500. So like random things like that. And we still have to pay for airport parking. So we're just kind of going to leave that there right now. So that's all I'm going to do for my paycheck page. So I think I'm going to put my sinking funds here. We'll see how that works. Right now I'm kind of just throwing them in the back since I've never used them before. Oops. And once I put this down, I will kind of talk about sinking funds, like what are they, in case you haven't heard of them. Sinking funds. Sinking funds are basically you're putting away a set amount of money every month for something that's going to cost, like something that comes up once a year. So if you saw my video, when I set this up, I have this page with monthly bills and then I have this page with other bills on it. Basically, I could make a sinking fund for all of these bills because these come once a year, except this one will come twice, and then we're canceling it. Then it was quarterly. But all of these come once a year, and you can save up, like divide your, like for our registration, our car registration, we can divide the amount. I didn't put it here because I couldn't remember the exact amount, but I can look back at last year what we paid, divide it by 12, and just set aside that amount of money every month. And it's better than realizing like, oh, it's January and we don't have enough to pay the registration because we didn't budget for that, especially since this is like after the holidays and everything. But this isn't that much, so we've never really had a problem paying all these. We usually know they're coming. We like look a month ahead of time or so, and we can save up enough money to pay it when it's due. But let's just say like I wanted to do pest control. I wanted to do that. It's quarterly, so I divide this number by 3, and then each month under here I'd have a pest control category, and then I would add, I have the stick right here. So the pest control category, then I put the beginning balance. So wherever you're keeping your money, you need to keep them you can do separate accounts, or you can do like one account and then keep a list of how much money is like for each sinking fund. And some places you can, I think there's like Capital 360, Capital One 360 or something. There's some accounts that you can break apart your actual savings account and turn it into like a sinking funds account, which is really cool. But so what you do, you have the category, which would be pest control, beginning balance, whatever you have put towards that at the beginning of the month before you put anything in this. And then however much you put into it for the month, you take out of it for the month, and then you have your ending balance. So hopefully that made sense. That's kind of what sinking funds are for. They're basically for big expenses so that you don't have to pay everything all at once. You're kind of setting money aside every month, so when the big bill comes, it doesn't throw off your budget or anything. Like I said, for us right now, we always ours aren't that big. We don't really have that many big bills, so they don't really affect our budget that much. Thankfully, I can say that. But I know a lot of people use sinking funds, and they might have you can do it for birthdays, you can do it for vacations, holidays, like anything. You can have sinking funds or anything you can break up. So it's kind of cool. I am just going to get started with it by doing my mortgage. Like I said, I'm not going to jump into it too much, but let's put this here and we'll see how this goes this month. All right, I'm going to put the decorative. I just like my little decorative washi at the bottom. That's why I included it and everything, just in case. You could put this on the same page as something else, then you'd have this extra, but you should always be able to find a spot for washi. So I decided that would be good to put in all the little sticker kits. All right, and if I had more than one, I might even put the totals like down here at the bottom. I might actually do that even though we only have one. I'm gonna try that this month. Like put the totals here since it's just gonna be sinking funds. And then if I do start doing more, then you'll have like the whole page to do it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is put mortgage. We actually have quite a bit in here right now, and I checked for our account that we have about $1,400 in it. But I still want to put the 1,000 in just so we get into a habit of throwing 1,000 in, and then we can kind of see how much we have. If we get like a bigger chunk then that we're not paying, we can either put it towards mortgage or we can put it in savings, whatever. But I'm just putting the beginning balance here, and I'll kind of do this later because this will be the exact what we do. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down there. And if you like any of my stickers, you can find my Etsy shop link down below. And if you want to get yourself an Erin Condren planner like this too, you can go, and I have a link below for that too, and you get $10 off your first order. And then I also would get $10 gift certificate to Erin Condren back if you do use my link, just so you all know that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!